Okay, well, I got a drink. I got my notes. So let's get started. Okay, so I haven't done a video in forever, obviously. And I forgot to lay out my backdrop. I was gonna lay this out, but I guess copyright issues, maybe. I don't know. It's Mario, like it. So, I have a friend, and I promised to make him a couple of videos. Not really make him the videos, but make videos for him. Anyways, he requested that I watch Buddy Fight, and so I said, sure. And then he said, you should do a video, and I said, okay. So eventually I promised him to do a video, and that was like maybe 3 years ago. So Joe, I am sorry. I've had a lot going on, COVID, work, divorce, and all that junk, so I apologize. But let's get started. Let me go get something so I can start the video a little bit more. Okay, so I did not like that in the shot, the light, but I was tired of slouching on the couch to, get the angle I wanted. So I'm just gonna okay. All right, so this was a fun show. Future Card Buddy Fight, and let's have my thoughts about it. So the premise is, in this world, and they have different backs, by the way. I don't know exactly why, but I'll figure it out eventually. I've only watched season 1 so far, which I really enjoyed it. There is some of the first part that I don't exactly remember because, I started it 3 years ago. And then finally finished it. Actually, I finished it today. I watched like the last 10 episodes. I was watching it with my daughter when I was getting her to sleep. And that was one of the shows I was watching with her. Not every night. I did watch stuff like Mandalorian and some movies and stuff. But most of the time, it was Buddy Fight. There's 64 episodes. So let's raise the flag.
Time to raise the flag!
Okay, so, talking about flags. Well, sorry, let me regather this. I just wrote really notes. I didn't really write a script. If I would have wrote a script, it probably would have been a lot easier, sorry. But, I wanted to get it done tonight and didn't want to write a whole script. So, the premise of this show is it's a card game show. Kind of like Vanguard and all that. Actually, I think it was actually the same makers of Vanguard made it. But how you play in the show is how you play in the actual card game, which I love because, like Yu-Gi-Oh, it's totally different. So in this world, you have the cards, and they come to life kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, but they're actually like beings, like actual real beings, not holograms. And so once you play the card, the being comes out of the card. Kind of like, oh, jeez Louise. Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why I had to think about that. Kingdom Hearts. Kind of like Kingdom Hearts, the Game Boy game where you throw the cards out. It's Goofy comes out. Donald, you throw the card. Donald comes out. Okay. Kind of like that, but with the actual characters. And so they do moves and stuff like that. And sorry, I don't know why I feel like I'm tired, but I know I'm not gonna go to sleep because I took a freaking nap today, and which was a bad idea because I have to get up in like 6 hours now. So there's a few characters that I want to talk about. The main character, Gao, he is also called the Sun Fighter. I think he calls himself that at first. And then everyone's like, okay. It's kind of like a Star-Lord thing. It's like, okay, I guess you're Sun Fighter now. And his buddy, Drum. So how the buddies work is you get one card that's your buddy, and that's like who hangs out with you. And they have a small form, like the, is it Chibi? Right? Chibi? I don't know. But it's a little form of, so his name's Drum Bunker Dragon. And it's a little form of Drum. And then he gets bigger into his bigger form when he's actually battling. So, which I think is really kind of cool because it's like a Digimon Pokemon thing where they're just walking around with you. And it's really fun. Some of them are bigger than others, of course. Which, like the announcer, her name is Paruko? She rides on her buddy, and he is a flying saucer UFO. And I think that's really cool. And she uses one of the worlds that I think is my favorite. But I'll get to that in a minute. Gao gives me really big Naruto feels. Like, he's very like, I could do this, and he always changes people's minds, and he's like, you can do this kind of thing. And it's really fun, and I like it. Even his voice kind of gives me Naruto vibes. So, next people that I need to introduce to you, which I will try to get them on the screen. I haven't done very much editing in years, so it might be a minute. Actually, one of the reasons why I didn't want to do the other video I promised him, which only reason I promised him the other video was because I hired him to do something for me, and then I never did the video that I hired him for. Which I will do that video. I just didn't want to do all the editing. Anyways, the other people I need to introduce to you character-wise is, I forgot how to say her name. I don't know. I don't remember her name. She wasn't very, I don't know. She helped Baku a lot. They made the decks. They were sitting they have a little box where they sit in and they talk to the card player on the field. And it's like, hey, why don't you, I see this is your card, why don't you try this kind of thing. You know, it's like they're the person in their ear when you're racing as a race car driver, but they're more to help you focus on the card game. Which, as soon as I started this series, I was like, dude, I wish I would have went to school to do card games. Like, that would have been fun. Like, that would have been an awesome school. Hey, all right, we're done with math. Now let's go to cards. Or let's go to buddyfight 101, you know, something like that. That would have been fun, to say the least. All right, one of my favorite, I'm going to go out of order with these characters because I just whatever. One of my favorite characters was Zanya. I don't remember how to say his name. To be honest, when I watched these, only person's name I remember like focusing on was Gao. I don't know why I didn't want to focus on any of their names. I don't know. I liked their characteristics. I liked them as characters, but it's one of those shows that you just remember the main character for some reason. So I had to go back and look up all their names or listen really hard when they yelled out, you know, Tetsuya. I don't know. I don't like that guy. Anyways, Zenya is pretty cool. His buddy is like a ninja, and he has like a silent pet pact or whatever. So he uses little note cards. It's hilarious. So he'll just pop up randomly. Hey, how's it going? But he's also one of my favorite characters. He carries a ninja sword, which is awesome. It's his, I forgot what they call it now. Dang it. Their buddy item? I don't know, it's a buddy item. So Gao's is like a little belt buckle. And it's where they can put their decks too. Zanya's his sword. Some of the other people's are like, the main bad guy is like a floating eyeball deck box. That's pretty cool. And then like one of the guys I was gonna get to next, his deck box is or his buddy power is he can fly with his shoes. But anyways, but he can't talk to Zanya cannot I don't know. He can't talk to girls, and it's hilarious. And his glasses like break every time he talks to a girl. It's hilarious. He's like, a girl. And he has a little brother too. His name was Acostica? I don't know. I forgot how to say his name. I'm really bad with names. I'll be like, oh yeah, it's the guy in the ninja suit, but not with the blue hair. Alright, yeah, so Tetsuya, I do remember his name because I was just like, this guy is so annoying. He looked like the music app from Atmon. I always thought those two looked the same. I thought it was ironic that he's like a music app and then Atmon. But he's a rapper or a hip hopper or whatever. I don't know. And he has a demon buddy. I don't remember his name. But they're always like, yo, 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 yo. And I'm like, dude, shut up. Oh my gosh, you're annoying. If he didn't just like repeat himself over and over again, I would probably like him more. But with him just repeating himself over and over again, it just gets annoying. Tatsuka is the youngest buddy police. And he's actually like Gao's what is that? It's like he looks up to him. And his buddy's also a dragon. I don't remember his name either. But what? Oh, Goko's is his name, maybe? I don't know why I wrote that. Anyways, so there's some bad guys that I need to talk about. There's Roga. He starts off as like kind of the main bad guy. Pretty cool. He has a white. I never can say the name. The 3-headed dog. I can never say the name of it. He has a white 3-headed dog. It is cool. I like it. He's like one of my favorite bad guys. And he's in the show, I guess I should say. And mainly is because of his buddy, but he's very cocky. He's very cocky. Actually, a lot of the bad guys are cocky. Koya is definitely the leader of the bad guys, and you don't find out that until like a few episodes after you meet the other guy, Roga. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm working for this guy. And so there's just, they made these deck boxes and they call it the Dark Force. And so the Dark Force, there's also the Future Force, which is what the buddy police use. the Tasuka. And so, geez, he so the Dark Force, they give you powers to make the creatures actually be more alive. So at the point they're kind of like holograms, but they're not, because it's hard to explain. They can only do damage to themselves, but they don't actually do damage to themselves. They just the card scatters and it goes back into your discard. But with these two forces, you can actually make the powers more like real. So like in one of the battles, a girl shoots arrows from her bow and it actually goes into the guy's leg. But before, it would just make a red mark indicating that a life point was taken away. And that's how you play the card game, because I totally forgot to do that, but I'll get to that in a minute. So I forgot about the rules of the game on some of it. But so they have eyeballs on them, and they're called the Dark Force, and it harnesses the dark forces that is in you, and makes the cards more alive. So there is another character that's a bad guy that some of them I didn't really, because they felt like they were like one-off characters. They were just kind of dumb, bad guys wise. A lot of the bad guys became good guys, kind of like a Dragon Ball Z type thing, where he's like, hey, stop being bad because you can make friends, and we can do buddy fight cards together. And so that's like the whole premise of the show. Is Gao is like the upbeat guy, and he's trying to get everybody to be friends by playing a card game. That's pretty much like the whole his whole attitude. But there is one annoying character that I did not like at all. Magoroko. He is just a spoiled brat and very annoying. And he's a big baby. No, master, don't do that. There was a character. There's always those characters that are pretty much like, wait, is that a guy or a girl? And he's a creepy bad guy, and he like hits on the kids kind of thing, and you're like, what the frick? Why would you make this character? Because like Hunter has one, and who else? Who else? I don't remember the enemy, but there's a lot of enemies like that where it's like you just get this like trans person that looks creepy as crap, and you can't tell if he's a guy or girl. He looks more like a girl, but he's a guy, and just pretty much hits on the kids. Which is not okay. Just saying. But it's creepy. Alright, okay, so the whole bad guy premise is trying to get all... hold on. Spoiler. Just a heads up. If you've never watched the show, go watch it first. But, okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the whole... the bad guys thing is to get the monsters to come to the world. Actually, it's just one of the worlds to get to the human world. And so that way they can just be ruled by these dark dragons. Which, yeah. And that looks like, okay, I've already talked about the force thing. All right, so let's talk about the card game. It's kind of itself. So, in the card game, you can put, I think it's up to like three characters, as long as they don't have a certain level to them. So like you can only have like one level 2 kind of thing. So you get like 3 monster spots, when you kill the monster out there. You can also be in the middle yourself with an item. It's like a sword kind of thing. If you have a monster in the middle, they block you from losing life points. Kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, which is, I think, is really fun. Also kind of like Magic. Wait, I'm trying to think now. It's Yu-Gi-Oh that you have a monster on the field, you can't be attacked yourself, right? Am I right about that? Right? So, geez, I can't even think. Okay, so you start out, I think it was 8 life points, and you lose certain life points after each attack to yourself, to the other person does to you, whether it be a monster, an item. And like I said, in the show, it just makes like red marks, like damage, kind of like Dune. Like when they hit him with a sword, when they have that little thing on, it just does the little red mark showing that they hit him. So it's kind of like that, which I think is really neat how they did that. But they kind of feel it a little bit, because there's times where they get hit by a dragon and then fly into a wall. So it is kind of more like Dune, where it's like a vibrating force field time thing, but it shows you that you've been damaged, which I think is really cool. Let's go with the flags, because when I said raise the flags, that's what they would say at the beginning of the game. Raise the flags, and they would represent whatever world that they're playing for. And I read on somewhere that it's kind of like Magic the Gathering, where it's kind of like the energy, the fields. So it's like you have to have, I don't think it's where you tap the fields to play the monster or anything, but it is where like you have a plains deck, or it's like the energies for Pokemon, where you have a psychic deck. You play with your psychic deck only. But the main character is Dragon World. He has a dragon. There's also Ancient World, Danger World, Darkness Dragon World, Dungeon World, Hero World, which I mentioned earlier, and that is my favorite because most of the characters look like Power Rangers and their Zords, which are awesome. And that's what, this is why the announcer is like one of my favorite characters, because she plays with that deck, and it's pretty cool. Plus, she's really funny. So there's also Legend World, Katana World, which I think that's where the ninja is from, Magic World, Lost World, and Star Dragon World, which I don't remember ever seeing Star Dragon, so I wonder if that's in the other seasons. I could be wrong, though. And I thought there was a Demon World, but I could be wrong, because Tatsuya plays with the demon deck, I thought. But I could be wrong. It might be called like Dungeon or something. Or Legend or Magic or something. But yeah, so yeah, the bad guys pretty much cheat. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I have this super OP dragon that is 1,000,000 points, and you can't kill it. Oh wait, you killed it? Ah ha ha ha, I tricked you. I get to do this card now. And I'm like, dude, what in the world? How is he supposed to beat you? Your stuff is too OP. It's stupid. And then all of a sudden the hero is like, oh yeah, well guess what? I create a card. So I probably should have said spoilers at that point. Because yeah. So so Joe did send me some cards, which I really love them. They're really awesome. I think I opened them on camera once when I got them. So this is Jackknife. This is the actual buddy for what's his name? Because that's why I was confused why I wrote Keiko down for his... Where's his name? Tasuka. Yeah. I don't know why I wrote that. Anyways. So here's... Oh, let's see. Sorry. Down here it says his world. So Dragon World. His flag. So that's fun. And this is a level 2 monster. So, here's one of the Hero World characters. He doesn't give off, Power Rangers vibes. All right. What's his name? Is that Bunker? I think it is. But he looks different. All right. So this is a level 3 monster. I think it's freaking beautiful, shiny wise. And then we got a level 0 monster. I did not know they had level 0 monsters. That's pretty cool. Shadow Dragon. I'm gonna have to learn how to play this game. Oh look, I need a Digivolve. I mean, evolves into Shadow Dragon. Just kidding about that. I have no idea who this character is, so I'm gonna assume he's in another season. Let's see. We have Dread Shadow Dragon. Alright. A Nato Shadow Dragon. I love that shine. Look at that beautiful crystallization. This is why I like cards. Alright, this one's cool too. Has a really neat shine. This is Gao. And this is called Gigantic Crusher. And I think he makes this card like in the show eventually, because like these cards are actually in the show, which is kind of cool. I think I put these upside down. Here's another beautiful one, Chaos something. Chaos Transcendent. I'm so confused on this name of this card. Some of these are, yeah. This is a level 90 monster, apparently. Freaking shiny that is. Reborn, the toilet. Really? Reborn in the toilet. I have no idea what this is either. Look at that shiny. Oh, here's Gao again with his Gargantuous Punisher. Ooh, Ace. Okay, so this card is from Ace. Rumbling Thunder Axe something. That's cool. I like that. All right. Oh yeah, here we go. First Warrior and Ender from Hero World. Dude, don't tell me that's not Power Rangers. That's not Power Rangers. What? I really like him. He's pretty cool. All right. Here's the last card. Vanity Zero Blazer. And yeah, that's one of the bad guys. I forgot his name though. I forgot which one that one was. He looks like one. Oh no. He battles. Okay, I remember. Anyways, I don't remember his name, but I remember his pretty cool decks. A lot of the show, there's tournaments. It does confuse me though, because like they go through school, they learn the game, they battle a few times, they do a school event where they battle in the library, and then they go to finals, and then the last battle, like I said, is them trying to take over the world. And jeez, it's just it starts off one way, and it's like, oh, this is how it's gonna go. Sorry, I'm taking off my socks. My feet got really hot. So it starts off one way, and then it goes like a different direction, and I'm like, what? But then they combine them both at the end, which is kind of cool. But I was very confused at first because it's like, oh, okay, so Gao is gonna go join this police force. I'm confused. What's up with the? Wait a minute, what? And then it like switches to he goes through all these tournaments, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Tournament arc. Wait, the tournament arc is pretty much the rest of the season. Okay, that's fine. That's great. But what happened to this little plot with him wanting to be a police officer? But then all of a sudden, the police officers are his friends towards the end, and he ends up going bad and then coming back to the good side because they tricked him or something. And so they end up defeating all the bad guys. And so I'm like, okay, the police officer loses his badge pretty much because he used the future force too much to battle these bad guys because they were using the dark force. So he had to counteract it, but he didn't get permission from the chief. And then the higher ups ended up working for the bad guys. So they talked him into getting rid of him because of him being in the police force. Trying to ruin all the bad guys' stuff. So, I mean, it was a really good anime. It was really good. But just, I felt like at first it was like all over the place. It didn't want to pick a direction it wanted to go. But then it all combined at the end towards the end, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. That's why they did this. And it made sense. It all made sense, but I was just like, I was a little confused at first, and then I wasn't. Like it, you'll have to watch it to understand what I'm trying to say. But it was a good, and maybe I'm remembering it wrong, all of it. The beginning of it, like I said, it's been 2 or 3 years since I started it, and finally finished it. So I might just go back and rewatch it just to have a better idea, and then watch the other seasons. I don't think I'm gonna do any review on the other seasons, but maybe I will. I don't know yet. I can't promise anything. The other seasons aren't free like the first season was, unless I go to like the library or something. I got rid of my Crunchyroll, so I don't have that. And I saw it was on Prime Video, but I don't have Prime Video. But if you want to watch the first season, it is on, of course, Crunchyroll. The whole thing is in Prime Video. But on Freeverse is that the Amazon Prime free version? Whatever that is, Freeverse, right? I think it is. That is, season 1 is on that. I swear they had season 2 on there too. They must have recently just taken it off because I started it by accident when I started going back to rewatch season 1, or to continue it. And I started and I was like, wait a minute, I'm confused. Why did this? Oh wait, this is season 2. They just put a different name kind of thing to it. So I had to go back. And I was like, okay, I remember this part now. So I'll watch it from here. So I enjoyed the show. It was a very great show. It was very fun to watch. Like I said, it was kind of more of like a Vanguard Yu-Gi-Oh kind of thing, where it's just the whole show is about the card game. And that's like all they do is play cards, which I guess there's a lot of people that do that. So, but all in all, I really love the video, and or video. I mean, sorry, the show. All in all, I love the show, the season one show part of the show. And I'll watch the other seasons eventually, and probably as soon as I watch them, then I'll be like, oh yeah, I finished this season. It was great, you know, kind of thing. And I'll just add it to one of my videos. Not make a whole video about it. Well, what else was I going to say? I was going to say one more thing, but I forgot now. It's going to be a little update about something, but I don't remember now. I should have wrote that down too. So to end the video with kind of like an update on things with me, I'm still trying to figure everything out in life. So if I make monthly videos, I apologize. Not that it's it's not like I'm getting paid to do this or anything. So I've been having a lot of inspiration dullness, or the lack of wanting to do anything inspirational wise. I do really want to bring back my static shorts. So I've been trying to figure out a way to just kind of, not a reboot, but bring all the static shorts from my other channels here, because I've had them on like 3 different channels. So eventually I'll get them on here and just, you know, episode 1 static short, episode 2, and then like release them weekly as soon as I get them available to me, because I don't have them all, because some of them I did while I was in school, and my backup drive is no longer with me from when I was in school, as well as the files I put on my school computer, because, you know, that was in school and they stayed on the computer and then erased as soon as those were done. But I'm gonna try to keep it to more of like kind of a scary thing, and I want to be able to show that you can have horror but not have all the gore and crap that comes with it. Just to name a few: the Chucky franchise, the Saw franchise, but, you know, stuff like that. I want to be able to show that you can have some horror but not have heads chopped off every 5 seconds kind of thing. That's kind of where I'm at. I am kind of a horror fan. To be honest, I don't like the jump scare stuff, but I like the psychological horror stuff where it's like, but then at the same time I don't, because I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me or my kids kind of thing. But I do love them at the same time. It's just like, okay, I'll watch it, but I don't want to watch it kind of. But then I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. I've been doing a purge of a lot of my stuff. So I barely have any Pokemon cards left. I have like 3 packs maybe that are unopened. And I'm like, I'm not going to open them because they were like the 20th anniversary and the McDonald's anniversary and the Halloween packs. And I'm like, okay. But I also did get a new Morpher, so that's fun. I've been on a Power Ranger kick with my friends lately, and I've been doing a lot of D&D. So that's why I haven't been really in the mood to make videos. Ew, I should have cleaned this. Yuck. This is gross. Anyways. Yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, or at least Joe. Hope you enjoyed it. I am going to try to get some sleep because I have to be out early. So this probably won't be posted until like Tuesday when I'm doing my laundry. So I can edit at the same time. As well as do work. Because I'm going to work from home. And then I'm going to do some editing. So, I am excited about this next week. Except for the fact that I have to work Saturday, so. We have a camp and fire meeting. Revival camp meeting thing, and I'm excited about it. I hope to get a lot out of it. Yeah. Whew, that's about it with me. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I promise it won't be as long as a whole nother month, or at least I hope not. Or another 2 months. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. God bless.